All right, everybody. Good morning to you. As promised today, the first of what I hope is going to be a lot of live baking hangouts through the fall, winter, and early spring season. One of my passions in life, I have two passions in life, is pies and coconut. And any chance I have to do something with coconut, I always love to make it. It's awesome. I love the flavor of it. I like the texture it imparts when you use real coconut flakes. So today I wanted to make something that combines my two passions and go a little further than just the standard coconut cream pie. I want to make a coconut cream cheese pie because I love the texture also that the cream cheese brings to the whole equation. So welcome to all of you. I know I didn't pre-announce. I mentioned it last night that I was going to do it. And well, I feel like tonight with the lousy weather here and the rain and it's chilly, it'd be a great night to have, after a nice tri-tip dinner tonight, beef dinner, to be able to have a nice piece of chilled coconut cream cheese pie with, well, a toasted coconut topping. So, hi, Vicki. Nice to see you, sweetie. So, I have all of my ingredients. I'm going to be using 2 blocks of cream cheese here. I'm going to use a cup of sour cream, and make sure you use good sour cream. 1 cup of sugar. I'm going to use 1 cup of coconut. And I'm going to use 4 egg yolks, a teaspoon of coconut extract, and use the good stuff. I like to use McCormick. And I also sprinkle the top of the cream cheese, coconut cream cheese pie with a little bit of turbinado sugar before it goes into the oven. In addition, I have coconut macaroon cookies. Now, a lot of people like to use graham cracker crusts when they make their pies and their cream cheese cakes. I rarely use coconut. I rarely use graham crackers. I really enjoy using, well, pecan sandies if I'm going to make a vanilla flavored or a nut flavored one. And in making this pie, I want to use the coconut macaroon so that every bite that you get, hi, Rosie's left testicle, every bite that you get is just infused with coconut. You get the crunch at the bottom, you get the filling with the coconut inside of it, and then on top of it, we're going to have the whipped cream, and then on top of the whipped cream is going to be the toasted coconut. We're going to take some coconut, and we're going to toast it in the pan over here, and that'll be ready to go for tonight. So we're going to have a lot of fun. So the first thing I need to do over here is I need to break out my cookies, and I have 8 3/4 ounce. They come packaged, these cookies, and I'm going to pop these into my heavy-duty gallon-size bag, Ziploc bag. Because I'm going to be taking my rolling pin, and I'm going to be crushing these down and reconstituting this crust, and then baking that for a while so it gets crispy again. So I'm going to go ahead. Yeah, baguette sounds real good. French baguette. That's very challenging to do that. So welcome to all of you. And I think we'll get more into flow as weeks go by. I think our people get used to the Sunday baking hangout on our back. So I like the way these are packaged up. They have the top thing that comes off, and they have the bottom, which is really pretty cool. So they don't go cheap on that. So I'm going to go ahead and take the cookies now, pop them into the bag. I'm going to use all of them, and I'm going to reconstitute them into a nice crust. So I'm going to go ahead and seal that up. I'm going to throw this away. I don't have a lot of counter space here, so I really have to be careful how I use it. Pardon me, I have that all set. Now I can give an initial beat down on these cookies. It doesn't have to be perfect here. don't need a lot of force. You don't want to break through the bag here. You flip it over a bit on the other side and just give that a good beat down. Pardon the noise if it's bothering you. You can also roll it too. And it does a nice job. Okay. And we want some rather, hi Mallory, nice to see you. As promised, here today. Go ahead and give them a good beat down. And they're starting to get into a bit of a crumble that can be kind of reconstituted here. That's the way I like. Yep, Mallory, coconut cream cheese pie today. That's my own recipe hack here for this because I love coconut cream cheese, and this will give a chance to bring the two of them together. I'm making a 9-inch pie, by the way. The standard usually tends to be about an 8-inch, but I'd like to have enough left during the week so that Jen can enjoy some pieces here. So that I'm pretty happy with that, with those crumbs. It doesn't have to be perfect because you don't want this to be a flour. You want this to have some crunchiness to the base of it. It's very important. So I'm going to pour that into the bowl right there. And I think that'll be really good. I like the I like that. I like the look of that. You can see that texture and that size there. And oh, by the way, yep, you could pound those cookies. That's right, Vicki. By the way, please make sure, in deference to who's going to be eating, just make sure you wash your hands really thoroughly. I'm really finicky about cleanliness when it comes to baking and cooking. And I'm very careful when I go to restaurants and stuff, and I watch and I observe the way that their food handling packages are. And if handling practices are, and if I don't like it, then I won't eat there again. You know, particularly if I'm in the bathroom and I see an employee come in and they don't wash their hands and stuff, that's really a big turnoff to me, because you can imagine that habit probably carries through to the kitchen. So now I have some butter here, some unsalted butter, and I'm going to cleave off about a tablespoon of this. And what this is actually going to do, this is going to act like the binder. It's going to pull the cookies and the sugar together. I put a tablespoon of sugar in there. It's going to help bind a little bit. Let me get my knife here. Thank God Ellie's not here to see my crappy knife collection. And I'm going to take a small glass here, and I'm going to take that piece of butter, and I'm going to microwave this for about 35-40 seconds. Hello, Molfrey, nice to see you. Put this in the microwave. Run that down for a bit. But I don't know how you guys feel about it. I'm fastidious about cleanliness when it comes to places that are eating out. You can spend your money in a lot of different places. So look at how that was. Some kind of weird noise. So I'm not going to waste time with places that aren't clean. That's for darn sure. I'm just busting up the last big bits of cookie here, and I like a rough base on it. You don't want something that's too doggone smooth. You don't want to turn it into flour. That's a big no-no. So here we go. As I'm kind of stirring this, I want to use a spoon. Put that aside, my wooden spoon here. I want to kind of add some of this melted butter and work it around good. This is your binder. What's going to actually help hold this together when you press it into the and it should might need a little bit more here. Don't hesitate to do some more if you feel like it's not if you feel like it's not achieving the moistness that you want. Don't hesitate to take another two. Moultrie says, Rosie, where do you get your energy? As long as I get my good 5 hours of sleep a night, I'm good. I was one of those kids that was always hyperactive in school, always in the principal's office, always. My poor mom and dad, they dreaded those teacher conferences and stuff when you go to school. Because it's my brother older than I, and I got a lot of brothers and sisters. Man, he was like the best student in school, and then the teachers would have me come along the first day of the next year when I was in that class, moved up a grade, and they'd be like, oh, wow, good to have somebody like your brother. I hope you're as good as he is. And I'm like, baby, it's going to be a long year. It's going to be a long year. So we'll go ahead and we'll put a little more of this in for binding. Here, I'm trying to make sure that all of the areas get good and damp so we get some adherence. I may actually end up using a whole stick here. That's going to be important. Hey, J, Nate, K, no cow. Yeah, I had, we were 7. One of my brothers died. So I'm going to take this last little bit and put this in here. My grandma, we had 9, 10 people in the house in a little row house. So I ended up using that whole stick as binding in here. So nice to see you, James. Okay, you go ahead and throw this away while that's going on. All right, just waiting for that. Hope you all are having a great Sunday and happy Halloween-y season to you. You could actually take some orange food dye, and you could dye some of your coconut, and you could dye your cream cheese an orange color if you wanted to. That would be probably be pretty cool. Ooh, that's hot. Go ahead and put that on. Here's Georgie. I don't know what he's on about. Okay, so there we go. And I think that's gonna, you can test that by seeing if you can compress that against the sides. If it holds its shape, which this did, then you know you're pretty much good to go. Some people will also use some egg white to do that. Too. So I'm going to go ahead and pour this into the pie crust now, and then we're going to shape this. And that should be a plenty there. We're going to take our time now, and working from the center here. Go ahead and mash that down real good. And what actually works real good for this, rinse this off, is to use a nice clean glass, and the bottom of it kind of press against the sides while you rotate it. You want to get this compressed as much as possible on the sides and in the bottom here. This is what's going to make some really tasty. It's going to actually like reconstitute a cookie here. So you can hold your hand against the side here and get that. It can rise a little above the side too. You want to have a nice high pie here. You can see the edge that I'm creating here. Don't feel it has to stay within the dish, right? Not necessary. So what you want to do is make sure that that bottom is real good. So press that side. Okay? There we go. And I want to spread that to make sure I've got full coverage. You can borrow it, pulling it down from the side if you need it, but make sure your sides are pressed in, okay? And that butter will prevent sticking. I'll take a little bit from, I have a little much on the side here, and I'll move that into the center. If you have any spot that shows up as bare on the bottom, you want to make sure to cover that, okay? So actually what we have here is really a nicely reconstituted pie shell with cookie. I'm just working that around. I need all the sides as even as possible. So just working that around, just working that around, working that around. Take your time. This is supposed to be fun. So. All right. You know what? I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah, there we go. You can see how that's going to be. And that's going to be very tasty. It'll help contain the filling too. So I'm going to go ahead, put this, I have this oven at 500 degrees. And I have a convection oven, and I'm going to run that for about, I'm going to check that after 5 or 10 minutes or so. We don't really have our timer went kaput, but I'll keep an eye on that. It's 11:53 my time. So put that in there for about 7 minutes or so. We'll bring that out and cool it. In the meantime, go ahead and we can use this same pot. Pull out the residual cookie, wipe it out. It's already pretty clean here. Let me get a paper towel. And we're going to go ahead and make our filling. This is actually a pretty easy filling. What you want to do now? Thank you, Vicki. Yeah, I think it's one of the things that I've really mastered, whether it's making standard pies or what would you call designer pies, is being able to be a little creative with the crust, grabbing things like pecan sandies and busting them down. And you just can't believe the flavor they make with a butter cheesecake, having a pecan sandy base on that. It's amazing. Or having a coconut cream cheese pie and having the coconut macaroon cookies be the base for that. Because when you cut that up, everybody's got a great crunch, great flavor, and they've got 3 different layers of texture on that, which really adds, I think, to the experience of it. So, hi, Anna. Nice to see you, sweetie. Welcome aboard. God bless you. I hope you're feeling a little better today. Also, special shout out to my friend Vicki Victoria, and you know why, honey. You know I love you. And I think about you a lot. God bless you too. So I'm putting the cream cheese in there, and remember, maintain cleanliness. Okay, very important. Like I said, first thing I do when I walk into a restaurant is I try to gauge whether the employees are wearing gloves or whether they're starting to cut corners and stuff. I don't like that. I go to the bathroom and I see employees not washing their hands and stuff. That drives me crazy. So you're doing good. Oh, good. We're up to about 15 people. So I hope you enjoy baking as much as I do. It's something that in the summertime I don't really do too much because of the heat factor. I don't like to have the oven running in summertime. It's just too darn hot. So I have 2 blocks of cream cheese in there. And I'm going to put 1 cup of sugar to that. What we're doing now is making the filling. I'm going to go ahead. We need a cup of sour cream, and I'll have some leftover filling. So what I'll do later this week is actually go and make use it in another recipe. I wanted to have a little more here. So I'm going to take about a cup. This is 2 cups here. So I'm going to take about a cup of cream cheese. And I like the Daisy cream cheese. Everybody has their particular like. I like that. I have 1 teaspoon of coconut extract left, and my goodness, you could almost get high on this stuff. Oh, it's so good. I love the smell of coconut, don't you? I'm going to go ahead and add that. It's going to infuse that with that deep coconut flavor. I'm going to go ahead and add the 4 eggs. Some people will progressively add in ingredients. I like to have the moisture that's given. This is 4 egg yolks going in. It makes a more luxurious filling here. Okay, therapy starts on Arms Tuesday. Good. I hope it works out for you, honey. I'm going to get a teaspoon let me get my cornstarch. And I like to have the cornstarch as a binder, and I'm going to sit that on the side. That's like your safety valve. There's nothing worse than baking a pie and it doesn't set, a cream pie, and it's a mess. You go to slice that, and everything just runs out. This is your deep safety, like they would say in football. This is your fail-safe here. 1 or 2 teaspoons of this mixed in is going to ensure that your pie sets, but it's not going to let it be all dry. I'm holding a cup of flaked coconut, sweetened flaked coconut on the side here. So I'm going to bust this up a little bit and then get the mixer out and start mixing this together. I may add a bit of milk too. Anyway, we shall see as we go along how well that cream's on here. We'll see. Yeah, I love coconut. When Jen first moved here, one of the first things that I made her was my coconut cake. She flipped out almost when she had that. That thing was glorious. I'm going to go ahead and get my mixers all set here. I'm going to mute the volume because I don't want to blow you guys out here with the volume. Hi, Jill Davidson. Nice to see you, honey. Let me put this. All right, what do you want to do is be able to keep, because I don't have a timer, I've got to keep it into my head that I've got a pie crust in the oven. And before I go check on that, I'm going to whip this as smooth as possible because I still need to add in the flaked coconut to it. So I want this to be ultra smooth. I also want a bit of air to be whipped into this so it becomes fluffy and it's not a brick when you serve it to people. It has an element between being soft and being firm. It just hits the right note. And I'm gonna also add, before I add the coconut, I'm gonna add 2 teaspoons of the cornstarch. So let me go ahead and check check the pie crust here. Yeah, that's setting up real good. Hey, Jen, give me about 10 minutes on the timer. Missy Jen's going to help me out a little bit here and put it on the timer. Hi, I'm perfect. Really nice to see you in the house. You're really a cool person. I like you a lot on Hangout. So I'm going to put this back on the mute again so you don't hear all this noise. Make sure to use a clean spatula and work it down from the sides once in a while. You want to have an ultra smooth mixture because the texture is going to be added in when you add your coconut back in. This is really a rather easy recipe here. So let me put this on mute again. And thank you everybody for being here this morning. All right, I'm liking the texture of that. I'm gonna sit that aside here. Don't think we'll need that again until we do the until we prep the whipped cream for the topping with the toasted coconut on top. So I'm liking that. I'm going to go ahead and get my measuring spoon. I'm going to add my 2 teaspoons of probably just a step up to 1 level tablespoon here. And I'm going to go ahead and take my whisk and whisk that in real good. Like I said, this is your fail-safe, so you get it set up. Nothing worse than failing and not getting that set up. So I guess I'll plug this back in again and hit it again. Okay, put that microphone. Jen has me on the or she's timing me out for the pie crust. I added another 10 minutes, but I want to check that once in a while. And I'll take my finger and just test the size to see if it's going to stay up. Yeah, I think a couple more minutes and that should be perfect. That'll get a little bit of surface crispness in it. It's going to hold its form perfectly, and it's going to make a great base and size for putting our filling in. We're going to have leftover filling. I'm going to save that. I have another use for that later in the week. Jill Davidson says, just opened up a bag of Mounds Almond Joy. Woo! There you go. That's one of my favorites for sure. going to put you back on mute. I have my 1 cup of flaked sweetened coconut here, and I'm going to add that in now. I'm going to where the heck my whisk went? Here it is, right there. Open your eyes. I don't think I'm going to need this mixer. This is really a folded-in ingredient. You don't want to use a mixer to put coconut in. I'm going to sit that on the side there. Take my flaked coconut. One of the things that you always want to do is when you're baking and cooking, make sure you have everything in what the French call en place. You want all your ingredients here so you don't have to scramble around and the timer's running and you're trying to go around and find the ingredients. Put everything into place first. And it says, you ever tried coconut cream pie with sugar cookie crust with coconut mixed in and baked? Yeah, anything. That sounds awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and take the coconut. That's going to also act like a thickener too. I'm not even going to need to whisk. I'm just going to fold this in. And man, I can already tell you this is going to be. And don't forget to watch the dinner video tonight where we'll have the cutting and serving of the pie. Okay, so all that coconut, I cannot describe to you that flavor. That flavor is unbelievable. Okay, so that's that. I'll sit that on the side. We're going to go a couple more minutes here and check on that pie crust. Got done. Maybe do a little bit of cleanup. I hope you all are having fun today. I'm just trying to get back in get the bugs worked out here and have that go. Once the pie is going in the oven, I will lower the camera to eye level here and sit down and grab a cup of coffee and talk to you guys. Hey, Maxine in the house. Rosie, you get me all excited when you're playing with cream. Maxine, you get me all excited when you're playing with wood. Okay, let's be real. I love Maxine. What a sweetheart she is. So, all right, so we're going to end up baking this for about 35, 40 minutes here. We don't have to worry about a water bath. Hi, Hidden Numismatist. Nice to see you this morning. Let me check this. Okay. All right, you know what? I think that's all set. I'm going to back the heat from 450, 500 down to 350. I want to get my oven mitt. And I want to carefully, oh so carefully, pull this out. Please don't burn yourself doing this. This is very hot, this Pyrex glassware. Let's see. Yeah, you make me excited, of course. Pull that out. Oh, and look at the color. I mean, that has now come back to the color of the cookies. That is so good. Wow. Oh, the smell. You can't believe the smell. Look at that. It's a reconstituted cookie in a shell there. Ooh, so what we need to do is let that sit for a couple minutes and cool off, or else it'll kind of melt our ingredients there. Let's see. Anna says, I have over 5,000 in cookbook collection internationally. I'm more of a, this is going to sound dumb to you all, I'm more of a hacker when it comes to recipes. I like to deconstruct recipes and put my own little tweaks on them and stuff like that. So I enjoy that a lot. So yeah, Maxine, I'm always really happy to see you in here, honey. We've got we got 15 people, I hope, enjoying the Hangout. While that's cooling down, I'm going to go ahead and make a little room here. That filling looks great. That filling looks great. Got one last little bit of coconut. That's the end of my beautiful coconut extract. And for the topping tonight, some of you might be wondering about the topping. I have a half a pint of whipping cream, good quality whipping cream. Okay, Janet's out, thank you. I have a good quality of whipping cream, and I'll put a teaspoon of vanilla extract for that. I will also put a couple tablespoons of sugar, and I was while we're going to toast up some coconut too while this is in the oven baking, and I'm going to top that whipped cream with the toasted sweetened coconut tonight. It's going to be an amazing thing. So letting that cool down just a little more. And man, it's amazing how that came back to a full cookie again there. And I really like that. So, all right. That's going to be good. And nothing's going to drip out over the side. The bottom is totally covered. We're not going to have any burn situations or things like that. This is a lot of filling here. Like I said, some of it's going to be reserved for another thing that I'm doing later in the week. Anna says, I bought oatmeal raisin coconut with white chocolate cookies from Amish Farm Market. Yeah, you got all that out in Iowa. You got the Amana places, the Amana villages. I'm now going to go ahead and move this over to here. Got to be careful. You don't want to crack your... see if I can pull that up without knocking over the whole thing here. You don't want to sit hot things directly on your granite. You could potentially crack the stone. Hi, Alan. Nice to see you. Here's my Alan. I met him in San Diego. You'll be seeing the video in a couple days. Him and his gorgeous friend, Tony. Ooh. All right. So I'm going to sit that there. Always be careful. Do not get burned doing this stuff. So I'm going to go ahead now and take the filling and put it in. Spread that around real good. This might just be the perfect amount, actually. May actually turn out. How about that? Okay. Doesn't look like I'm going to have any October. Look at that. How beautiful is that, huh? Put that over here. All right. Look at how nice that is. Just take that, smooth that down. Okay, doesn't that look beautiful? And that's going to hold. That crust is actually about a half an inch higher than the side of the dish. You can have a high rising pie, and then when you put the when you go to put the whipped cream topping on it, you're going to have a pie that's effectively 4 inches high. It's going to be a masterpiece when it hits people's plates. You know, a masterpiece of textures and tastes and everything. So this is going to be an amazing eating experience here. So. And that's going to taste phenomenal too. Now this is going to bake about 35 to 40 minutes in the oven till it sets. There'll still be a little jiggle in the middle, but there won't be a ripple that moves across the surface when you test it. How do you tell if a pie is done? It jiggles, but it doesn't ripple when you move it. Okay, so here's another one of my hacks to introduce a different texture also into the pie. I'm going to go ahead and take some turbinado sugar. That's like sugar in the raw. What you're going to do is put a thin layer of that. Start at one side of the pie and very thinly just hit that with a layer of turbinado. Now what that's going to do is going to give a beautiful crunch when somebody bites in also. The textures in this thing are off the hook with this pie. So I'm going to go ahead now and pop this in the oven. I'm going to, hi Nicole, I'm going to change the camera level to bring it down. I'm going to do some cleanup while I talk to you guys. And this is going to be a lovely dessert for us tonight. So back in the oven, I have a convection oven. I've backed the heat off to 350 degrees. I have a Fisher Paykel oven, a really good cook stove here, 5-burner with a beautiful convection oven. I'm going to go ahead and put this in. I have a piece of foil on a pan to keep it from dripping if anything happens. And I'm going to start this out at about 35 minutes. So let me tell Jen. Bowden says, Rose, you're getting advanced with your Hangouts. Actually, if you look at my playlist, I had a lot of baking Hangouts last year, and they're always fun, and knock on wood, everything's always turned out. So that's a good thing. Missy Jen, yeah. Would you give me 35 minutes, please? Okay, I've got Jen there, so it's going to be back on the back in the oven we go. Be careful, keep it level. And there she is. So she's going to be in there. And this will give me a chance to do a little bit of cleanup. And like I say, Alan is Alan W. I met him in San Diego. He actually came to our hotel poolside while we were out there. And boy, didn't we have a nice surprise. And a lot of fun. And I was so excited to see him there. So great. All right, I'm going to go put this in a little bit. Yeah, Alan, this is easy to make. This is a great pie. So, yeah, Anna says I think I'm going to buy some kiddie bowls. Just broke 3 for the past couple of days. You know what I like to see? Corning sold this tungsten ware. These things that could be microwaved, and you make little pot pies in them and serve chili. Those things are awesome. Oh, Alan, it was delightful. Yeah, call me sometime, huh? Tony can call me too. All right, doing a little cleanup. Here we are back in the couple minutes. We're going to toast up some coconut. And you got to be very careful because coconut goes like that. It goes from good to disaster in minutes. So you got to be very careful handling coconut. Doing a little bit of cleanup here. This makes Mallory Williams really happy. Okay. Valerie says the last thing I want to see is a mess in that sink, Rose. So, you know, I have learned my lessons. I'm going to go ahead and wash that so at least it'll be ready for the rinse. Hot water in there. You know how Mallory is. Don't muck around. Can you defrost cabbage soup? I don't know. I don't think I've ever tried, Nicholas, to tell you the truth. Yeah, this is a pretty easy pie to make. It's just, it all depends on the hacks that you want to put on it and the twists and things. Everything you make should have your own little signature on it, whether it's decorating, whether it's something. Because one of the nicest things that somebody can do is ask you for the recipe for something. That's beautiful. Oh, my God, Alan, I ain't no celebrity. You must be talking about Anna Hitchcock. We're actually still going to need that sugar in there. Our whisk was dry ingredient mix, so that's good. Go ahead. Clean that off a little bit. And you want to resist opening the door to your oven. You know, you can deflate things and cause all kinds of problems with cakes and pies. Just trust it and let it go. Also, this pie, when it comes out, it may initially look loose, but as it cools, of course, the filling is going to contract and come together. And it's going to be firm. You don't want to over firm it, okay? It'll happen because this is going to go in the refrigerator. Once it's down to about room temperature, it's going to go in the fridge. You want to serve this cold. You know, this is delightful when it's served cold. Let's see. Yeah, don't mess up Missy Jen's kitchen. That's all I need. You guys got no concept of how neat and clean Missy Jen is, you know, like perfectly ordered. I'm like Oscar, she's Felix. Do, 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 do. All I need is my New York Mets cap on, huh? Now the next thing we want to do, guess we got some time, so I'll go ahead and stand here and read the side chat. Go ahead and wash off some of this stuff here. One thing I am though is a neat freak when it comes to cooking and restaurants and baking and all that stuff. I've literally walked out of. You have a light in your oven? I do, Anna. Yep, I do. I've literally walked out of restaurants when employees haven't washed their hands. The manager or the hostess will say, "Where are you going? Your dinner is there." And I say, "Honey, I'm not paying for that. I just saw one of your employees in the restroom didn't even wash their hands. One of the cooks back there. And you know what? I'm not paying for dinner, so I said you eat it. These days, you know how much restaurant training if people have employees and stuff, like zero. I don't like that. Yeah, hey, Missy Jen, get in the kitchen now. Nicole, it's strange that your clocks went back. Ours don't go back for a couple days, so. But always nice to see you, sweetie. And I got to your juicing video today, and that was really well done. Like I say, I've learned a lot from watching that. Oh boy. So. Yeah, next weekend. Thank you, Henry. Yeah, next weekend for us. Oh, yeah, it was great. It was good. I'm so happy. You know, I'm always pushing you to do more videos and stuff. So. I have a very limited YouTube feed. I mean, there's some people that don't get those things. If you sub to me, I'll sub to you. But what good is that? To build up a sub list. If I sub you, it's because I want to watch what you're doing, and I want more of what you're doing. And I don't build up subs. So probably my subscription is about 50 people that I watch religiously, and it takes a lot to break into that thing. People watch my stuff because I've got a lot of flow of content, probably too much every day. But people have something that they can look forward to, laugh at, or enjoy. But drives me, I'm not, it's crazy. Let's see. Yeah, well, now I'm so, don't complain, Rosie. Yeah. Is it raining in Santa Rosa? It's here in the Central Valley. Yeah, it's been stinky here for days. My hope is that we get all the rain we need for the season, and it's happened before. Come December, the rainy season's over, and it just gets dry. Or else it could be the precursor to like 1997, where it was just nasty, and all season long it was raining, and houses were floating down the Russian River coming off as it was terrible. So, yeah, Nicole says Rosie uploads too much. Never. It's only 8 trillion videos per day, right? Hi, Lily. Nice to see you. Yeah, that's fine, Anna. It still makes you, I love it when people, I don't care whether people put up content or not. I don't care whether people go on cam or not. There's people that say, show me you on the cam on the Hangout. I could care less. It's your being there and interacting and either talking or being on the side chat that I love. what do I care? I value people's privacy. I'm a big mouth. You know, of course, I paid a price with trolls messing with my life, and had to get some legal help before. But it all works out. I'm not going to change myself. That's for damn sure. So, yeah, only Rosie can tell you what year it rained 10 inches in one day. That's right, Henry. That was the year before I moved to California. And my ex-father-in-law just abandoned this place. He just said, screw it. It just rains every day here. It's terrible. And then, of course, we had dryness after that. So it's all good. Yeah, interacting, yeah. Yeah, Henry says, I don't make videos. I wouldn't mind being on cam. Yeah, I'm hoping you might come on the Hangout one night, Henry. And when you ever get over there to Sacramento, we'd love to meet you. Over there. I got a few friends, Regina Lipstick over there, and a few other ones. So you just set your camera up, you download your Google Hangout app, and it's kind of automatic. If your webcam's plugged in, something will come up and say, do you give permission to have your camera showing? And you say, yeah, and that's it. Away you go. Alan says it never rains here hardly ever. Yeah, Alan's down in the San Diego area. Alan, I hope you're around next year when I rent the place for a month on Pacific Beach. Come down and hang out. You could put suntan lotion on me. You and Tony. I'm waiting for Nicole's FFS. Okay. Oh my God! Some twat setting off rockets behind Nicole's house. Jeez. Crazy. You know what? I can smell coconut pie. Yeah, I love San Diego. I never saw a place with so many good-looking people. Is there something to do with YouTube or Google Hangouts? There's an app on Google that's called the Google Hangouts app. You have to download that. That allows you to come on air. San Diego. So go ahead. I'm just about done cleanup. Just washing everything thoroughly. I need to get to toasting the coconut here, which is a very delicate, probably the most high skill thing in the whole deal. I've seen people destroy more. Okay, good for you. Good for you, Anna. You go for it. Jen, how much time do I have left? Okay, 22 minutes to go, so we'll go ahead now. I'll take a little peek through the window here. And I think that's doing pretty doggone good in there. So I got looking good for cleanup. I'm going to keep my mixer aside for later. I'm going to go ahead and get some coconut now, and I'm going to get my pan here. I have one of these new kind of Gotham steel. They have this new, I don't like to use Teflon too much. So this has this, it's a new wonder coating, and it doesn't scrape off, and it's really good. So I'm going to go ahead and get a little bit of butter here. And I want to toast this coconut. And I don't want it to be mushy. I want it to get sit on the side and dry once it's done because I want it to be crunchy when it hits the top of the whipped cream on here. Very, very important. All right. Go ahead and grab some of that. And you have to actually remove this coconut before you think it's done because it's still cooking when it's in the pan. Very important. Oh, hi, Drew. Nice to see you. Okay. I'm going to go ahead now. I'm going to use a little, I just need a little bit of sugar just for a little bit of, just a little boost of sweetness here. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on the heat here. Go ahead and get that hot, get that melted. Oh, Vicki, it smells so good. I can't even believe how good this smells in the kitchen. I'm a coconut nut. I love coconut. Somebody was opening Mounds bars earlier, the Almond Joy. I think my favorite dessert of all is a coconut cream pie, a really moist, no, coconut cream cake. No, coconut cake. Very, very moist and I use that cream cheese frosting and stuff. Woo! Man, that's good. It is so good. All right, so I'm going to open up the coconut. I just have that sealed with a little bit of duct tape here. I'm going to go ahead and get about a cup of that. You don't need too much of it. Probably 3/4 of a cup here. I'm going to go ahead and add that in now. And I'm also going to go ahead and add a little bit of sugar on there too. Okay. You really have to watch this. This stuff goes really fast. So get the spoon down here. Toast that up. Some people will put a little pinch of salt too. That adds a little something salty coconut too. Drew said, yeah, Drew said, you're slaving away over a hot stove and I'm slaving away over a hot sewing machine. That's fun. Yeah, Anna says, a friend gave me Congolian-like pattern of your floor. I know yours is a real stone. Yeah, ours is actually a porcelain stone floor. Yeah, Alan says, this pie looks easy. Yeah, the pie's easy, just there's some parts that are tricky. Like doing the coconut, you just got to keep this stuff moving. You can't believe the smell of this. I can now finally take a little peek. That's setting up so beautifully in there. Keep it stirring. Now look, this is already done. This is already done. You can already see some elements of browning in there. You've got to keep it moving, even when it's off the heat. You've got to keep it moving. You don't want the taste of burnt coconut. Look at how it's still browning, even though it's off the heat. Okay, don't make the mistake of waiting for it to get brown before you remove it. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. And that's beautiful there. Oh, yeah, that's exactly what you want. There's no black. There's no burned at all on that. All right. See how nice that looks? Perfectly brown with no burning. Oh, I can't tell you the smell that released. What I want to do now is I want to go ahead, close up my coconut good. I want to go ahead and put a paper towel down here. I'm going to add a little more sugar to that sitting here. Okay. That sugar is going to absorb some of the moisture and help to start dry out that coconut there. So look at how beautiful that is. Just gorgeously toasted coconut. Trick is don't let it get brown before you pull it off or it will turn black. Okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead and put some paper towels down here. I'm going to go ahead and empty this out on the paper towel. Spread that out a bit. What you want is this to get, you want it to be crunchy. Okay? You've got to expose it to air to do that. All right. And look at how beautiful that looks now. And I'll tell you the taste of this. Mmm. Mmm. Woo! Wow. I don't know what the hell to say. Oh, my goodness, that's tasty. Oh, you can taste that butter in there with that, and this is getting nice and toasty and crispy now. Just awesome, just awesome. Hop on the chair because I'm small, and I'm going to bring the camera back down, and I'm going to grab a cup of coffee and sit down. We have about 15 more minutes till it comes out. And sit down and talk to you guys a little bit. I enjoyed the hangout last night too. That was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Okay. Go ahead. Oh, try to remove that now. Get that here. Yeah, googly eyes, Henry. That's the way I felt when I tasted that toasted coconut. Oh boy, so good, so good. I'm waiting for the call. Shut up, Rosie. Oh boy, so good. Sit here with you guys. Taking one more little peek. Yeah, I don't want to overdo, but this is going to need to go the distance there. So, okay. Yeah, I can use a corner shelf. I could use a lot of stuff, but I'm an absolute minimalist. I mean, it drives Ellie crazy that I use a steel bowl to mix my ingredients in. Some people like to use glass bowls. Why don't I use glass bowls? Because on a microscopic level, every time that you're using a plastic or a glass bowl, you're getting microscopic pieces of silica or glass within you, and that's not good for your digestive system. I'd rather have steel and iron for a little bit of supplement than to have plastic or glass. So think about that, sports fans. So let me get my cup here. One of the reasons I stopped using regular salt and went over to sea salt because they add silica to salt, and all that is ground glass. I don't want ground glass to promote internal bleeding. That up a bit. Oh, there's Allie. Oh, okay. Allie says, no, Rosie. I said you used the steel mixing bowl on the stove. Yeah, I cooked in it. That's right. That's what it was. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. Absolutely right. I got to keep Jen off of this coconut. Everything is pulling microscopic things off, right? You cannot make contact with a whirling mixer blade, and unless you're not hitting the side of the bowl, which is possible. KitchenAid and things, they don't make. I got a Cuisinart. They don't make solid contact, but if you're using a handheld mixer, it's kind of inevitable. Nice to see you, Ellie. Welcome. Hello. Yeah, Georgie's licking his chops back there right now. Minutes to go. Hello. Says my battery is running low. I thought it was plugged in here. Bear with me a minute, guys. I don't want to lose the Hangout. Thought I was plugged in. There we go. This dumb thing. There we go. I can't believe I was running on the battery on that. Allie, did you see that beautifully toasted coconut there? Look at that, man. The taste of that is amazing. Use the coconut macaroon cookies for a really nice base, and all that. I think the coffee's ready. We're going to feast tonight. Tri-tip baked potato, peas, and then for dessert, coconut cream cheese pie. Yeah, I know you love coconut. And Ellie, thanks again for being on the Hangout again last night. It was great to have you on. I don't care what anybody says, honey. All it smells is that macaroon cookie and this toasted coconut. I'm waiting for Jen to go crazy over here. Henry says, make a fresh pot, Rosie. Don't be so cheap. I am cheap. I'm always make do in the kitchen. I've got this will really drive Ellie crazy. My Chicago cutlery. I don't know what it is. If you grow up with nothing. Oh Lord, Nicole says, Rosie, you may as well shut the Hangout down now. What happened? What happened? Did your house get bombed? Everything shreds, zombie, toothless bulldog. Everything in microscopic contact. Of course, it shreds. That's why glass bowls get scarred after a while. Oh yeah, knives. Sorry, Nicole. Oh, wow. Cutco. I bought a pair of scissors, $130. Oh wow, that's good. I'm glad he's doing okay. Yeah, the baby's doing good, man. That's going to be so nice to chill down. If you don't grow up with anything, if you grow up with nothing, it's a really hard habit to break. Growing up, everything was economized. Everything was turn that off, put that away. We don't need that. So we learn to do without. Until I met that Ellie, to me, a knife was a knife was a knife was a knife. You know, who knew? You know, stuff was made better. Yeah, I know. Nicole says you should invest in some good knives. It's a life investment. Well, Christmas is coming, and Ellie has given me 2 good links for things to check out, so I'm very grateful for that. Along with the juicer. Henry says, yeah, that's true, Rosie. My parents grew up during the Depression. They were the same way. Yeah, you know, my dad was born in 29, and, you know, they struggled. They struggled, you know. And then, you know, typical Catholic family for us, way too many kids. And, you know, Ellie says, I love kitchen stuff. It's useful tools. Yeah, because Ellie's like, she's almost like a full-time chef with what she does, probably superior. She's certainly superior to cooks in restaurants. But as much as she's done, she's probably on a par with chefs, what would come out of chef school. Okay. Yeah, my folks were always like that. I mean, it's a wonder we didn't use both sides of the toilet paper, you know what I'm saying? Huh? You know? No, I don't. I stopped doing that last year, remember, when you came here a couple years ago. Yeah, looking forward to seeing you juicing. That's going to be a slow road for me. You know, my learning curve is like whoop, straight up. It'll be very interesting. You know, I'm impressed for what it did for you, Nicole. So I'm like, wow, I'll take what she's having. Ellie says, I evolved with my tools. I had cheaper stuff when I was young, no Gucci bags for me, but I would put my kitchen up against Meow's, and I bet she cannot hold a candle. Yeah, you know, who cares about a Gucci bag? I have one good Coach bag, you know, really good $500 Coach bag. It's enough for me. Plus, you can't dress Rosie up and take her anywhere. Yeah, that's good. Nicole says, I'm sticking with it, Rosie. I want it to be my life. I'm so much better for it now. Yeah, I mean, everybody can tell that, Nicole. You know, having you come on that Hangout and all that. Okay, the Jen's alarm is going off there. I'm going to test this and make sure it's... I still got 4 minutes? Okay, let me just take a jiggle test here. Still probably has a little more. I'm going to back the heat down here and let that go a little more. So still a little bit loose on top. So I want that to probably go the extra 5. Remember, it's going to settle up when it cools too. It's going to contract. And don't be fooled. You don't want to have a block. You don't want to have a block. Okay, so I think when that 5 minutes, yeah, Jen, just 5 more minutes, I'm good to go. So, yeah, Gucci bag can prepare a good meal, right? And also, I got to tell you guys, there's so much knockoff stuff out there with Gucci's and stuff. It's like, it's almost lost a lot of its panache. Michael Kors. Some guy's like, I want to buy you a Michael Kors bag and send it to you. I said, honey, it's lost on me. You know, Bloomies has gone downhill. Yeah. I kind of agree with Ellie. Sad to say, when they test Amazon's channels now, their distribution channels, they're finding out that a lot of stuff in those channels is counterfeit. Nicole says, I'd rather spend a fortune on kitchenware stuff than stuff that'll sit in a closet. Yeah. I'm kind of the same way, although I've certainly gathered more clothes and will continue to do so, especially with fall and winter coming on now. More fashionable, more dress up, all that kind of. I'm enjoying that. I want to go to Vegas. There ain't going to be no pool. There ain't going to be no hot tub. It's going to be trying to be more stylish down there. And, trying to explore the elegant a little bit. One of Jen's boyfriends, Henry says, I bought a queen quilt, Ralph Lauren, nice, Yeah, Nicole says, clothing is different, Rosie. I'm talking no need for everything design. Well, I need a lot of new clothes because of, weight loss and some other things. Yeah, there's no need for design. I agree. I mean, if you're a multimillionaire and it's your thing, but you can't take it with you. I'd rather spend money on people and experiences, and so. Yeah, Ellie says I love Victorinux. I hope I'm saying that. The bread knife is superior. So. Yeah, just a couple of things there. Snitching a little piece of that crust on there. Wow. I know I'm a legitimate 38 triple D now. So my boobs exploded the last 2 months. Victoria Knox. Okay, Victoria Knox. Oh, that tasted so good. Yeah, Ellie says she's entirely covered. It feels weird. Well, the last thing I'm going to do is come in here and do a micro string bikini baking hangout. Maybe in summertime, but ain't no way. Nicole's like, thank God. Shut up, Rosie. I know Ellie says, no picking, Rosie. Wouldn't that be crazy? I'd be in Ellie's kitchen. And she'd be like, what the hell are you doing? I'm snitching the crust. Don't you ever do that again. She'd go, Tony Montana on me. Hi, Tara. Ooh, Tara says my mom's baking a cranberry cake too. Awesome. Allie, that tastes so good. So good. I just wish I could shoot you a piece over there to try. So don't forget tonight, later on before serving, I'm going to whip up whipped cream with a little bit of sugar, whipping cream with a little bit of sugar, and have that for the topping, and then put the flaked coconut on top of that. So it's going to really be awesome. In my kitchen, people get the less than quality control samples. Oh yeah, it would be fun if Tara was there with you. Yeah. Well, you know what? Tara's going to come up when she can and spend some time with us up on the ranch over here. So she's a friend for life now. So Nicole says, Rosie, you're such a food whore. I love it. You gotta love Nicole. Probably my dearest friend here on YouTube. So many years. I'm gonna go ahead and turn that off now and remove this. Look at that. Wow. See if I can bring that over a little bit. Guys, can take a look at that. It's got the little bit of turbinado sugar on the top, just to give a little bit of a crunch on the top. And tonight it's going to have the whipped cream with the toasted coconut on top there, and that's going to make a really, what's incredible now is the taste of this cookie, this reconstituted cookie on top. And the let's see if I can get this thing pulled out a little more here without disconnecting. There we go. You can see that it's actually higher than the You can actually see it's higher than the sides of the pie plate here. And that's when we took that crust and refashioned the cookies. I raised that about a ½ an inch above the surface to allow for a really high pie in there. So over the next few hours, that's going to cool down, and then it's going to go into the fridge, and it's going to be topped tonight. Of course, we'll do the video when Bobby comes over. Yeah, the pie turned out really good. The crust is all reconstituted. It tastes so good. It's amazing. And I remember it's got a lot of different textures. It's got the texture of the cookie down below. It's got the texture of the filling with the coconut, the flaked coconut. It's also got that little what I call thin crunch layer there with the turbinado sugar. It's going to give a great mouth feel. This temperature was 350 degrees, Allie, for 40 minutes here. So we'll let this cool down. And don't be fooled. This thing will contract and really set here, so don't overdo it. Yeah, I was probably between 325 and 350 right in there. Then when that whipped cream goes on top, that'll be another layer of softness. And then when people get that toasted coconut on there, that'll really be the. Nope, the crust isn't overdone. It just looks a little darker. This is exactly the color that the cookies came out of the package. If you go back at the beginning of the Hangout, this is exactly the color of the cookies. And actually, you want to err on the side of being crispy because crispiness is flavor. You don't want something that's soft. You want a definite crunch. Sorry, Jen. No coffee.
What happened to my coffee?
Are you going to ask what happened in your kitchen?
Both sides.
Why don't you pull up a seat here?
What happened to my kitchen?
Make your
Bloody hell. It's a disaster.
Come on now, pull up a seat.
I know they had an earthquake in Italy, but did I get some?
Yeah, I hear you. Missy Jen's on the rampage here. You want to make some coffee?
Yeah, I'm going to need to make some coffee.
Hi, honey.
Hey, sweetie. No worries, I still love you.
There it is. Yeah, I'm the bad girl. So believe me, Henry, this crust is off the hook.
Smells good in here.
Mallory was here earlier. That's why I cleaned up everything in the sink, Ellie, because you don't want Mallory on your case. You know, like, oh, you didn't clean that. You know, I can't believe you left that crap in the sink.
It's crap in the sink?
Nicole's like, stop it, Rosie, stop it, stop it. And I have to tell you, growing up in the South, and we always considered Baltimore a very southern city. Certainly during the Civil War, it was a southern city. It's actually where the Civil War began in Baltimore when the Massachusetts Regiment came down to protect Lincoln during his inauguration. They had to change trains to a different train station. They had to get off one train station in Little Italy and then walk about a mile to Camden Station to get on the next train to Washington. And that's where people threw bricks and shit. I think about 15 people got shot. They had a riot in there. Yeah. Yeah, stop snitching and stop picking. Yeah.
What is this?
That's part of a wrapper that I cut off and just left on the floor. Yeah, leave it alone. These people are like, don't touch that effing pie. But growing up, like I was telling you guys, growing up in Baltimore was a southern. Huh? You want to taste stuff? Snitch a little bit. Oh. Hey,
Mm.
Yeah, Jen, give Rosie a cookie and tell her to shut up. She's eating that. Hey, Martha Canary in the house. Good to see you. But growing up, we didn't really have cereals and stuff. Like, we had pie. Often had pie for breakfast in the morning. Chess pie, Jefferson Davis pies, all these pie for breakfast. It's just a slab of pie. Oh no, Mallory. Oh shit. Mallory's here. I thought I'd get away with it. Got some more doggone cleaning to do here. Yeah, Henry, we always had pie. Down south, it was always a tradition to have a piece of pie. Yep. Either that or we had cornbread, and I don't mean Yankee cornbread, that sweet stuff. I mean the real cornbread. I'm on the job there, Mallory. Oh, man. Jen, look at this mess you left me. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. Yeah. Yeah, you know, I mean, you know, like the worst, I don't want to say, I mean the worst in the best way, but imagine Mallory's coming over to dinner. It's like, imagine that. It's like, oh no, honey. Oh no. Oh no. This just lacks fashion. This is not tasteful. This is, well, I hate to say it, Rosie. This is just tasteless. Now, I don't want to, I like you, Rosie. I don't want to hurt your feelings. What is it, Rosie? When you use an item and it's finished with it, put it in the dishwasher right away and it's suitable. Then no mess. Yeah, well, I reuse. I have to make additional things tonight. Plus, we're used to hand washing anyway. Henry says, I'm going to make some Toll House cookies. Yeah, Mallory's quite the style maker. And, you know, you don't want to, you know, fuck up. You know. Hey, Krista. Nice to see you. Mallory, like you just, you know, lift your game a little bit, right? Lift your game. Lift your game. Lift your game. That's it. Yep. That's exactly it. That's exactly it. And hear Mallory. Well, I have to say the dinner was really marvelous, Rosie, but let me tell you, honey, you've got some issues going on in this kitchen and this house, and I just want you to think about things. Maybe get a couple style magazines, and maybe Sunset magazine. Subscribe to that a little bit, and well, just basically take your whole house and just throw it out and start over again. Imagine that. Yeah, watch out for dermatitis, dry hands. Well, yeah, I've never really had anything like that. So, knock on wood. That's for sure. That's for sure. For those of you late coming, I'll give you a look. Yeah, Rosie's no Susie homemaker, that's for sure. You know, it's amazing, Henry, the crap that comes out of this kitchen. Given you know, I should have my own cooking show on Cooking Network. Like less is more, right? Give me one pot, one pan, and one serving plate, and one mixing bowl, right? Be better than bitchin' kitchen, right? Oh yeah, and a micro string bikini. Yeah, so just to give you guys a little look here. Came in late. There's the finished product without the whipped cream topping. It has the coconut macaroon cookies on it, and these are the exact color of the cookies that went into it. It's all crispy now. It has the coconut cream cheese, the sour cream, the 4 egg yolks, the cup of sugar, the coconut extract, a level tablespoon of the cornstarch is your fail-safe for thickening. It's all good. And then we toasted up the coconut. It's going to go on top of the pie tonight. So I'm going to go about 20 more minutes or so today. Let Jen pull up a seat here next to me. It all turned out really good. And wish you all a wonderful, beautiful Thanksgiving. And tonight I'll have the video when Bobby comes over. We also need to, Jeff T. Rowe sent out some of his homemade beer. I'm waiting for Bobby to come over one night when we can just focus on that. It's not a hangout. So we're going to open, Jen, you want to get one of Jeff T.'s bottles out there. So he sent us some of his homemade beer here. So tonight we want to try. He said they may not all have fizz or anything, but tonight we're going to give that a whirl. He put that up in the Grolsch bottles, and in addition, Henry says don't drink it. Yeah, I've been a little slightly hesitant too, but since I have Bobby coming over, drink up, Bobby. Yeah, tonight's the end of Rosie's channel. Mallory said, you're going to take the beer out front and burn it. Yeah, maybe. So I'm going to send him some of our shine here. Then we'll try then we'll slice up and serve the coconut cream cheese pie tonight. So it'll be a nice video. Ellen said, Jeff's house is less than, well, you know.
It's really cold. We might have to take it out, maybe.
Why? It should be cold, right?
It's supposed to be that cold?
Yeah. I'm not drinking that shit warm. God, it's going to be like a pukerama. I know, Nicole, I'm nuts. You know, I'm a happy nuts. All right, you got your, I'm what they call the manic kind here. Don't think that hasn't crossed my mind, Henry. So, Henry said, poison control on speed dial. 911. Martha's a hoot. I'm always so happy to see you here, Martha. Let's see. Anna said, next time, try and make a Hostess Twinkie or cupcake cake. The Twinkie is just like a sponge angel, a very soft, you know, angel food cake. Very soft. Hello, Mandy. Yeah, what we're going to do is just take a small little bit of it and try it out, and you know, I'm sure it's fine. You know, Jeff would never be mad at me. He'd never do anything like burn a nice vintage Stan Sui cereal I sent him, would he? Jen, bring your seat in. Come on, have a seat. Huh? Everybody wants to talk to you. Yeah, just wheel yourself in here. Look at it. Look at the booty on that. Let's see. Nicole said, yeah, Henry said, take that beer down to the FEMA camp. Nicole said, all right, that's it. I'm moving to the moon, taking a couple people with me. Rosie, the beer isn't one of them. There you go. Yeah. Yeah, Jen could twerk. She's got a big fat old ass.
Who's got a fat ass?
I don't know. Who did you say had a fat ass?
Huh?
Nothing. Have your cup of coffee. Is it ready?
No.
How are you? Can you come in there? There she is. There's Missy.
I just gotta get a booty. That's it.
Yeah, you need a booty like I need tits, right? Yeah, Rosie twerked once, and that was the last we saw of her ass. What ass? What ass, you know? Dickie! Jeff, Ellie wants to send Jeff some Mr. Clean and some sponges. I like Jeff. Jen and I really get a bang out of Jeff. Jeff's like a different kind of character, you know? I mean, he marches to the beat of his own drum. He's one of those things that, one of those people that makes YouTube such a tapestry of, you know, different people. You know, it's amazing the people that do all that. Are you looking at the pie?
I'm already unofficially confiscating.
What's that word that Marshall uses? I'm already salivating, or what are you, salivating?
Salivating.
Saltivating or something. I'm already salivating.
I'm salivating.
Ellie said he lives in post-World War III out. And the funny thing is, Jen and I were at dinner Friday night, and I clicked on my phone to the Hangout, and they always use they always capture a image from the Hangout while it's underway to put into the box, and it was like you could see the silhouette of Jeff's head, and it looked like a Depression era light bulb hanging above him there, like he was in a Kansas Dust Bowl, you know, with just turn off that light, you know, dare we burn the one light bulb. Mallory said Rosie's like a battered wife. She loves those who beat her and can never get enough. They have counseling for them. Oh, shit. Help me, Mallory. Help me. Please help me. I tell you, Mallory should open a finishing school, shouldn't she, for girls?
Yeah.
Can you imagine? This is our, we finally pushed Rosie through after 6.5 years in a 2-year program. I'm happy to finally hand you your diploma. You know, you've changed your attire. You've changed your whole way of speaking. Your whole demeanor has finally, after 6.5 years, rounded into what I call the true representation of female. And I just have a fucking heart attack on stage and just die there. Yeah, Nicole said, there's no hope for Rosie, just leave her. You know, that's right. I mean, that's the beauty of Nicole. She finally just gave up, and, you know. You know, yeah, she finally said it's, you know, it's hopeless. Just love the girl, pray for her, and just you want to see Jen in there on her knees at night. Please, God, you know.
Praying my butt off.
Oh boy, we got that meat marinating. Boy, we're gonna have some tri-tip tonight.
That meat is a marinade. I can pull it out now.
Yeah, show that. That thing's just got the right amount of jiggle to that pie. Oh, Marshall, come on. Don't start that stuff on this Hangout. Yeah, Mallory, Rosie the crazy pilot. I'll tell you what, Mallory, though, if we were hanging out, girlfriend, we would have a friggin' blast. You know that? Oh, Ginger Elvis says, I just fixed my crock pot with fixings for chili. Oh, man. That's on our radar coming up. Ginger, you just made me instantly jealous as a mofo. And good on you. You know what? Jen and I went to a place called Sauced in Petaluma. You saw it. It was barbecue place, and the chili we had was astounding. It was nothing short of astounding.
It had
They took a beef brisket and barbecued that beef brisket. Then they shredded that brisket with chili beans and used that as a basis for that with just the right spicing. Jen, that was I can't even describe. It stole the show. It stole the show. So yeah, Mallory Williams, we would have fun, and laughs galore. Let's see. Yeah, Jen does a good job.
Anna.
And there's Alan there too. Jen.
Anna.
Yeah, useless meat bag. Is that the real Marshall? I don't know. All right. Yeah, it's good. Ginger, it doesn't have to be fancy. Who cares? Some people put shredded. They'll take chopped onions and put it on top. They'll put cheese. They'll put American cheese on top of that too. And chili. Shredded.
Oh yeah, shredded.
Yeah. Okay. Now, Allie said there's a recipe for brisket chili. So probably next weekend I'll pick up the fixings for a brisket chili. Now you got to start the day before, I think, because you got to let that. I would think that you've got to do the meat and then let it stand and let it get flavored overnight, and then shred that up and have that ready to go. So, I've always told Ellie she should make cooking and baking videos. Yeah, it's expensive, but I'll tell you, Ellie, this was the best chili I ever had in my life. Period. It was off the hook. So, yeah. That's cooling off nicely now. So I can't wait. Don't be mad at me. I'm snitching another little bit off of it. Hear that crunch? Oh. Yeah, marry the flavors. Yeah, that's it. Hi, Bean. It's always nice.
Hi, Bean.
Ellie says you need $20 of brisket or better. That much brisket? I'd go over to what we call Oliver's here. It's like a Whole Foods market, really high-end stuff.
That would be probably like a 2
Why is Elvis upset that Rosie's coconut pie cut into his ramen noodle cheesecake surprise?
That would be like a 2 or 3 day.
I'm not sure if that was the real Marshall or not. I don't really feel inclined to check anyway. So that's it.
Because he just had a beef kebab or whatever that was.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Ellie said, "Do it with chopped cubes, Rosie." I don't know. Yeah, the money
gotta be the real deal.
Chopped cubes. I'm not so turned off by the price of it. You know, if we don't make a huge quantity, but I'll be investigating it. I know, Vicky, I'm so naughty, picking and pulling at the pie. I don't dare leave Missy Jen in here alone. You know, I'll come back and there's a wedge out of the pie. It's like, I just quality controlled that.
There might not be a pie at all. So
yeah, chuck is about $3.99 a pound. Yeah, exactly. There was just something about that brisket, though, that was, wow. It just shreds.
Might as well go all or nothing. Let's just get brisket and go all
or
nothing.
A couple pounds of brisket.
Right.
Yeah. So why can we not place those coconut shavings on now? Why must we wait? Actually, Mallory, this is now, before this is served, I'm going to go ahead and make, I have a heavy whipping cream here. I'm going to make a whipped cream topping for this. And I'm going to then go ahead and take these coconut shavings and put it on top of the whipped cream. And then slice it and serve it tonight. It'll be really nice. Yeah, braised meat shreds. So that's the plan. So you have a pie that's about 4 inches high here when you serve it. And Vicky's like, oh, my cholesterol. It's an accoutrement. I like that, Allie. Accoutrement. So that's the plan for tonight, Mallory. I'll be making a video as I prepare the whipped topping, spread that, and then put the coconut shavings. It does have a very thin layer, a very thin crusted sugar layer on here with the turbinado sugar. Put a very thin layer so you'll have a crunch in there. Nicole says, I was looking at high-end beef earlier, and there's a place over here that does grade 5 beef single joint. It was 800 pounds. I'm like, well, no. I'm imagining grade 5 beef is like Kobe beef or something like that. Expensive as hell. Thank you, Mallory. It's going to be really good. You're going to enjoy the video, and then you're going to be able to see us sample Jeff's beer too tonight. Alan, we're going to have a feast. Well, when you come up to visit us on the rancho, we'll have something. Yeah,
that's right.
Got to feed you big boys when you come up. Wait till you see Alan and Tony on my videos coming up. Yeah, Wagyu beef. You want to talk about good-looking guys? Talk about, Marshall talks about the chest, but Alan has the chest, doesn't he? I mean, they call him the Rock for a reason, right? I mean, it's amazing. Anna says, I don't eat much meat anymore. Made friends some homemade chicken noodle last night. What a great thing to have is a good homemade chicken noodle. I do a really good Brunswick stew too with chicken. Okay, Drew. Thank you, sweetie. Thanks for stopping by. Drew says, I'm off to the sweatshop. Break is over. There we go. Alan is the Rock. And I mean, you tell this guy's got you just wanted to hug the guy and kind of put your head, which I did, against. I'm so bad. I just got in that rosy sandwich between those two. Oh, oh shit. It was so nice when they showed up at the pool. Vicky says, I make the best homemade chicken noodle. Isn't that great? Hopefully you're not like Elvis. You make it with that mushy shit. You gotta, that noodles, there's a certain technique to putting that in at the right time so you don't make a paste. I like my noodles a little al dente. I don't like glue when somebody hands me. It starts to affect the color and the clarity of the broth, and it makes it miserable. So Sundays is our big eats day here. So I still haven't changed out this belly button ring from last night. Well, Anna says, did you know? Yeah, 20 minutes before you serve it, Allie. That's right. I've seen people make a batch of chicken noodle soup, and they make it the day before, and they cook it and stuff, and then they heat it the next day, and it's like mush. It's like mush. There's a certain skill level for that stuff. You've got to understand the physiology of noodles and things like that. So very smart. Yeah, let it dry a bit longer. Let's see. Nicole says Wagyu beef whole fillet 2.5 kilograms. That's about 6 pounds for 395 pounds. Yeah, you can use egg noodles or shell pasta. Yeah, that would be good. We'll make a chicken noodle soup. We're going to be doing a lot more of the real-time. A lot of people ask me to start pulling away. Baking is my passion. Dessert, what you would call pastry. Being a pastry chef, we'll be getting over more to the entrees and things like that. Doing more of that. Now I've got my beef stew up there with the Italian twist on it, and that always turns out good. I've always gotten great feedback on that. So Ellie says, Nicole, I like beef tenderloin, $11 a pound, and like butter. Yeah, that's the good stuff. Yeah. So I'll be making my Brunswick stew, cooking down the chickens and pulling the meat off the bones. And I make my beef stew. I don't overcook it, so the green beans keep their color. The trick is I get it, all the ingredients in there, then I get it up to a temperature to a boil, and then I absolutely turn it off and cover it. I don't put any more heat on. It sits there all day, getting softer and not overdone. And then before you serve it, you put the heat on, and it is heated up, and it's fantastic, isn't it, Jen? That beef stew.
Yeah.
She really loves that,
Awesome.
that beef stew. So it's so easy. You just make it, sit it aside, and it just stays. You don't even need a hot pot to keep it in. Just cover it and let it sit all afternoon. Mallory says, Ellie, hamburger's a better way to go. Only going on that lovely dish Debbie Lynn prepared a few weeks ago. Ellie says, rare with horseradish sauce. If I get a piece of meat that is that good, I don't want to put anything on it. It's like I always tell Jen when we go out to eat on Friday Night Foodies, don't grab for anything at first bite. Don't put ketchup on. Don't put mustard on. Don't salt, pepper. Just get a bite as it's presented. Now, you really like the hamburger that they did because the construction of that was good. No sloppy shit sliding all over. And I said, take a bite of that first before you taste it so you can evaluate that meat. Oh, my God. Ellie says, Mallory, on the after chat last night, you would have fallen the hell over. My God, there's some things that you're glad, Mallory would have been, oh my, Ellie will text you what you missed last night, so. Oh boy. Yeah, that's setting really nicely now. Hey, Desert Wanderer, nice to see you.
Hi, Desert.
Mallory says, I need someone to record the after shows for my inspection. I'll tell you, Mallory, you might look at that and say, Rosie, Rosie, Rosie. A whole nother level downward. The spiral continues, Yeah, Vicky, I don't know why, I don't know, if I don't block people out, they should be able to come on. I don't know, so. Desert Wanderer says, try stew meat in spaghetti. It's good. Yeah, I would never have thought about that. Mallory says, I miss out on too much. That's because you have a life, honey. Oh, boy. What will you do with whole pie? What does that mean?
Well, the purpose of the whole pie is to be eaten.
There'll be something for Jen to eat during the week here, so. Oh, okay. Ellie calls it Chuck and Riggy's. That's cool. I'll probably have at least a piece tonight. I might have 2 Sunday. We eat a little more. Chuck roast sauce and rigatoni, nice. Sometimes you're just glad Mallory's not on the. It's like Mallory at a safe distance,
Said my dog is the meat. Really? Wow.
Yeah, I'll probably have like a Trollorama tomorrow night and have some little Halloween fun. We don't get too many people that come relative to a couple years ago. A lot of our Mexican population moved back down to Mexico now. The economy kind of soured and not a lot of new people. So Jen will probably hand out the candy tomorrow night. So
yeah,
it's not like I can go to the door wearing what I wear.
I'm gonna put the clown mask on and I'll hand out that.
All I need is them to sue me. Kid fell over the wall out
I'll kink my head and put the clown mask on and Here's your candy.
Yeah, daikon. I used to eat daikon all the time in Hong Kong. Daikon soup. It's got to really be prepared, or else it's horrendously. You know, it's got to be soft. Daikon is a difficult thing to cook. Yeah, because I've had some daikon. It's not cooked in enough, and it's terribly stringy and woody. Stuff. Don't break that pot.
And so I broke the first one. Holy.
Oh, that's what happened to it. Huh?
Yeah, I couldn't lift it up high enough, and then I hit it.
No, that's it.
Smacked it, and that was the end.
That's it.
I had to buy a new one.
For those of you who just came along, I'll give you a look at the final pie. It's just in a setting mode here. I like that to go down to room temperature. It's got a little bit of a jiggle to it, but not a ripple, which is the way that you know it is properly done. It's got the cookies. I took a package of the coconut macaroon cookies, broke them down, added some butter to rebind it, baked that at about 400 for about 15 minutes, pulled that out. I raised the sides of it so that it would act like a shell in there, a little higher. Made the filling, and you can see it has a thin crust of turbinado sugar for a little bit of crunch on top of that. We'll top that with the whipped cream, and then we'll put the flaked coconut that we did with the butter. So that should be a pretty good eat tonight. A couple hours. I'll throw that about an hour from now. It should be down. I can actually lift that up now. It should be down to temperature where I can put that in the refrigerator and have that chill off. So I think just about 10 more minutes. We will go wrap up the Hangout. And thank you guys. It's about 2.5 hours. Real-time baking or cooking is a lot of fun. A lot of fun. There's no guarantee of success, but I think if you use the proper technique and understand the way things set, then you can turn out a pretty decent product, and you can have a lot of fun too.
We have an election hangout.
Well, we'll be having an election hangout, and we can take it together as it goes down. Yeah, Desert said, looks good, Rosie. Never had coconut cream pie. Coconut cream pie is one of my favorites. This is actually a coconut cheesecake. This is actually a coconut cream cheese pie here. It has the sour cream. It has the 4 egg yolks. It has a cup of sugar. It has 1 pound of cream cheese in here, some coconut extract, one level tablespoon of cornstarch for what you call your fail-safe to make sure it sets up good. If it doesn't get too hard, mix that all together real good. Pour it into your your shells, cool down a bit, and bake that for about 40 minutes on 350. Pull it out. I did put a little crust of turbinado sugar on top to give a little bit of crunchiness on that. So Nicole says, Rosie, you inspired me to cook live one time. Stop that shit. I don't do the live shenanigans. You should do it. It's fun to do a live. Yeah. And don't worry about doing the whole thing, because I'll just do a separate video showing the, the finished product when it's served later and all that. So put some coconut water or milk in your smoothie, Nicole. Mango, strawberries, yeah. Oh, jeez. Here we go. Oh my God, here we go. Ding, 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 ding. Thank you, Alan. I really enjoy doing things here from the rancho, and Jen doesn't mind as long as I put her kitchen back together again. She's like pretty cool with that. So, and Mallory's inspecting the sink to make sure that everything is clean and tidy. Thank you, Alan. I've got a lot of baking videos and quite a few hangouts on their baking hangouts. I think I'm going to, for Thanksgiving, we'll probably be down at Janet's. I don't want to front run my invitation, but I'll make something nice down there. I'll take a dessert down there. So. Imana says, Rosie, did you use a bain marie to cook the cheesecake in the pie? No, I just used a 9-inch pie, Pyrex pie dish here for that. I was going to do a different, I was going to make a coconut cheesecake with the standard springform pan today, but I'm missing a block of cream cheese. So I bought 3 blocks of cream cheese. I went to look today and there's 2 blocks in there. So I don't know what the hell happened, but I had to downsize to a pie from a standard cheesecake. So. Yeah, pie weights I didn't really need in terms of reconstituting this this crust because I broke up. I pulverized coconut macaroon cookies and put that stuff in the pressed it into the side. Hi, Linda. This is just the first time you've ever been on one of my baking hangouts. I've been doing these for over a year now. These things. Mainly in the winter months, the fall and winter. So. Say, did you check the cooling system in that crust? It looks like a little coolant is leaking out. Nope. Absolutely perfect, that crust. You make me want to snitch another piece here. That is crunchy. Ooh. I'm going to give, let me see if I can get a little piece for Missy Jen here.
Yummy.
Let's see. Nice to see this. I can't cook or bake, but I love seeing this side of your expertise. I just enjoy baking. I've always enjoyed baking, more the pastry chef type of things than the sous chef and all that kind of thing. So, all right. Alex says, I can't watch this. That's good. Is this from a recipe? It's the basic recipe. I just did my own hacks on it by increasing the eggs to 4 egg yolks, by folding in a cup of, some people like a smooth filling. This actually has a cup of coconut, flaked coconut within the filling. And I made the toasted coconut here for the top. For the topping, it's going to go on top of the whipped cream. I'm going to have a whipped cream topping with the toasted coconut. So, and that should be pretty good. It's very easy to make a whipped topping, and it's fresh and it's natural. You know, so okay. Thank you. So I think we're going to go ahead and end the hangout now. I want to thank everybody for being here. Mallory, Linda, Alan. The beautiful thing about these hangouts is you can always scroll back and watch you can always go back and watch the hangout from the beginning and watch the forming of the crust and the baking of that and everything. So this total time was about 2 hours to create this. About 1 hour and 45 minutes, which wasn't bad at all. I think that even included the baking time that it was in the oven. So, okay. So I want to thank everybody from the Missy and I, and you guys have a wonderful Halloween tomorrow. Go scare the hell out of somebody, right? Get somebody you hate, buy them a clown mask, and send them out on the streets there, right? Bye, Vicki.
Yeah, have a great evening.
Thank you, Ellie, for coming in. Alan, Nicole, thank you all for Anna Hitchcock, everybody, for coming in. Have
Thanks
a
a lot.
wonderful, wonderful day, Nicole.
And
Take care.
Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe.
All right, tough guy.